So I was lucky enough to do lots of research on Alaska history with the documentary producer who's bringing his film out anytime now to go on PBS. And once I'd done that, I applied for a grant from the Alaska Humanities Forum for the 50th anniversary of statehood. Anyway, so we came up with this graphic novel. I wrote a play, and we decided to turn it into a graphic novel. And these are some of the artists we've got. One is a child prodigy. No, that's just a very old photo. There's actually 9 of them. This is 6 of them. And it was kind of a job for me to go and look around for some cartoonists, and all Alaskan cartoonists, because there aren't that many of them, but they're superb. This guy, Shanley Macaulay, did the cover. We had a cover contest where some of the artists put in sketches, and he was chosen as having the best design, so he did the full cover. This is Lee Post. He did a strip called Your Square Life in the Anchorage Press for a long time. And he did the first scene. I love his style. It's beautiful. And Yvonne Zerbetz is a children's illustrator. She's based in Ketchikan. She's one of the few people who doesn't live in Anchorage. Really a cartoonist. She's an illustrator. She spent a very long time on her Alaska Purchase scene, getting all this detail of the night when they signed the Alaska Purchase. This is Gideon Galt. He was a UAA art student. He's now graduated from UAA and is at grad school in Hawaii. But he was Alaskan. And he has an amazing style, too. They have all such different styles. This is Sean Jones, who was a friend of Gideon's and was also a UAA art student. He's now graduated, and he's going to Nebraska. But he was Alaskan. And this is a gold rush scene, where there's a big argument over claims. All these scenes are based on reality as far as possible, very closely based, and at the end there are notes at the back of the book that detail the sources. This is Shanley again, James Wickersham, at the meeting of the first territorial legislature. And I hope this book can be used educationally in schools for teaching Alaska history. I hope it can be read by kids and by adults, because it provides a lot of detail. This is Duke Russell. He's a pretty well-known artist. He has some paintings up in the museum when you go in the main collection. He has a big picture of the Fifth Avenue Mall up there. He's very well known. He's done work for Hollywood, for Into the Wild. And this is a scene with Benny Benson. This is Lance Lakander. Here's another very interesting style, very, very professional. He didn't really communicate with me much. He said, I'm going to do a scene. I said, OK. I never heard from him. He said, here it is, done. I didn't have any problems with him at all. Demi Harris is incredibly talented. He's Alaska native. He now lives in Seattle. And he's the son of Patricia Wade, who's kind of a community activist in Chickaloon. And he's done some other graphic novel stuff. He's very, very professional. This is about native civil rights. Governor Greening going into restaurants and saying, take down your signs that say no natives allowed. This is Peter Dunlap Scholl, who was the editorial cartoonist for the Anchorage Daily News for a very long time, who is superb. He has his own distinctive style, too. This is a lobbyist in the legislature in Greening's time, a canned salmon lobbyist. This is Demi again. He actually did 3 scenes because it's an incredibly efficient and brilliant artist. He even did them in different styles. And this is Eisenhower, considering whether to give Alaska statehood with Bob Atwood. This is Gideon again. He did a scene on the Constitutional Convention, where, as you can see, I gave him rather a lot of text to fit in. But he's still got to do some rather large figures, which is nice. That's Mildred Herman, one of the key statehood figures, who at one point was presiding over the Constitutional Convention. That is Sean Jones again, a scene where the famous writer Edna Ferber, who wrote the novel Ice Palace about Alaska, comes to a dinner party at the Atwoods log cabin in Anchorage and learns about the statehood battle. This is Shanley again. He also was super efficient on getting his scenes done because we had quite a tight deadline of only a few months to do all these scenes. And this is Bob Bartlett. It's kind of a tribute to Bob Bartlett's efforts for statehood in Congress and how he talked to Lyndon Johnson and the Speaker of the House about statehood. That's an actual character from the book. He's Tom Marshall, a petroleum geologist who was the one who had a hunch that there would be oil at Prudhoe Bay, so he persuaded the state to select the Prudhoe Bay area as state land. And otherwise it would have been federal land. And he likes the book. He's in the book. And Demi, again, once again, this is a great scene. I love this scene. It's some of the native leaders at the time of ANCSA arguing over how to deal with ANCSA, the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, and whether they should use radical methods like have Eskimos attack a dew-line station and hold hostages. This is Peter Dunlap Scholl doing the final scene, where Sarah Palin stops by for a visit, and then you see all the characters on the final page getting together and singing the Alaska flag song, which is where the title comes from. And these are some upcoming events. You can actually meet some of the artists at some events in in November that we're having for Native Heritage Month at the Lusac Library and at the UAA bookstore, and actually get the book, because the book has been published by Greatland Graphics. We've had a lot of support from Bosco's Comics too. Thank you.